I'm Arin, and in this video, I'm gonna tell you how tap water is ruining your life. Let's start with the basics. You may ask yourself, what's inside the tap water? Fluoride, it's a chemical. Alachlor, a pesticide. Estrogenics, which I'm gonna go later on in depth, and what kind of estrogenics are in your water. And the last one, disinfection byproducts or DBPs. And these were the four main things that I saw that had the most negative side effects for you, and they were in our tap water. So I'm gonna go in depth about these kind of things. And the first one that we're gonna cover, I'm gonna explain for you, is fluoride. Fluoride, now you have to know fluoride. We've heard this so many times. Fluoride is in our toothpaste, in our water, in a lot of things. And the main thing that you have to know is it's an endocrine disruptor. What does endocrine disruptor mean? It pretty much blocks or messes up with your hormones, and it just moves it up and down, and it may even cause potential long-term issues, maybe cancer, those kind of things. So you have to be aware of that. And fluoride, it's an endocrine disruptor. So when you see an endocrine disruptor, you gotta stay away from that, okay? So the main reason that fluoride is really, really bad for you, especially if you're a guy, it lowers your testosterone, okay? So we already have a testosterone crisis. Like in the past 30, 40 years, testosterone has been its lowest point, and every year it's going down and down and down and down. And if you're consuming fluoride products that it's in your water, in your toothpaste, all those kind of things, our testosterone is going to go even lower, okay? So you got to be aware of this, and it's your job to understand, like, listen, testosterone is one of the most important things for men. So you have to be understanding, and you have to take action. If you don't take action, your testosterone is going to suffer more. So if you have any products that has like fluoride, stay away from that, okay? So third one, it lowers your sperm count and your sperm quality. And this is more like the reproductive area, and this is something that you may not notice the impacts right now, but whenever you want to have a family, a lower sperm count or quality means there is less fertility rate for you, and it means that potentially there's less chance that you're gonna have kids. So again, if you want to have kids, you have to take action. You have to be causing some sort of a effect, like causing some sort of a change in your day-to-day routine, because if you're not changing it, all these bad things are going to happen to you, okay? So I've personally been like noticing a lot of trends, like when you do a lot of research, like when you go in depth, you see like a lot of graphs and shit, and like sperm quality and testosterone are one of the main things that are going down every year. So fluoride is one of the main things that is causing that. And unfortunately, our day-to-day environments, the places we go, the things that we eat or consume, a lot of them have fluoride in it, and it's something that listen, if you don't take action, you're gonna suffer, So, and another thing that fluoride has been, and this is a potential, there has to be more research on this specific thing. It harms your cognitive development, okay? So there were some papers that were showing it messes up with your IQ. It lowers your IQ. So it's not guaranteed, but there is potential risk. So it's something that you need to be aware of and just to keep in your mind. So these are the main four things that fluoride can be negatively impacting you. And the next one that I'm going to cover for you is Alachlor, okay? So the reason I put Alachlor, when I was doing some research about the water in my city, which I'm going to go later in depth, Alachlor was one of the main contaminants, or like one of the main bad things that were in the water. And the reason it causes skin or eye irritation, okay? So one of the main things that it causes is skin or eye irritation when you have like large amounts of it. And if you see some common trends, it's a potential carcinogen, okay? So a lot of the things that I'm gonna cover later on in this video, a lot of them are potential carcinogens, and you have to be aware of Alachlor. And this specific thing, it's in your water, okay? So I'm not sure how it works in Europe, but a big portion of cities in America, they contain Alachlor. So you have to be aware, because I'm in California, in the LA area, and Alachlor is one of the main things in the water. And listen, it's a potential carcinogen, and also it can potentially damage your kidney, liver, and your eyes. So if you see this, you have to rectify the issue, and I'm going to give you the solutions later on in the video then how you can solve these issues. So let's keep going. Next, estrogenics. What are estrogenics? Anything that raises your testosterone and anything that raises your testosterone. I wish. Anything that raises your estrogen levels and brings down your testosterone levels. And estrogenics, pretty much, they lower your fertility rates for men. So again, if you want to have a family, stay away from estrogenics. And estrogenics are plastics. You got to be away from plastics. Microplastics also have a big impact on your T levels, and they bring down your testosterone. So a lot of things that you have, like any items, any clothing, that the food that you keep in your like plastic containers, they all of them are estrogenics. Let's keep it like that, like all of them are estrogenics. So plastics are estrogenics. And I mean, you can see the correlation. Like in the past 30, 40, 50 years, there are way more plastic products, and as a result, our T levels have been going down. So I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but you can see some correlation. There is a reason that T levels are going down, and unfortunately, it's something that, I mean, everything is based on plastic. Like, look at me, like my headphones is plastics, like my keyboards are like plastic, like my mouse, like everything is plastic. So like, it's just hard to avoid plastics because our whole life is pretty much reliant on it because of it's cheap to make, but it hurts our body, So I don't know, if you want to take action, you can throw away some plastics or whatever, but it's up to you. But the last one, which is a little bit scary, I'm not like, maintain your composure. There, like, some of the ingredients that are in the birth control pills have been found in tap water. Okay, so, and those things are estrogenic. So birth control pills pretty much block women from having kids, so they don't get they don't have kids or whatever. You know what I mean? So some of those things have been found in water, and if you know how it already impacts the body of the girls, like negatively, really, really bad. And there's like plenty of research done on why birth control pills are really, really bad for girls, and those things are found in our water. So if you drink it as a guy, just imagine the negative consequences that you're gonna have. Okay, so you have to be aware. And at this point, like, estrogenics are like pretty much everywhere, like plastics, everything, like, and now it's in our water. Like the things that are in birth control pills, it's in our water. Like, bro, what are we gonna do? We have to get the fuck out of this planet. You know what I mean? So, but like, jokes aside, like, it's getting serious now. Like, T levels are actually going down, and maybe in 20, 30 years, 40 years, like, a lot of guys are just gonna be like, running on zero testosterone. Maybe there's gonna be like not even guys. I'm not even sure. Like, maybe there's gonna be a time guys are gonna be extinct. There's gonna be like the ratio of guys to girls is gonna be like significantly lower. So it's getting scary, man. It's getting scary. Now, the last part that I'm gonna discuss is DBPs. Okay, so an example of DBPs, when chlorine interacts with water or a natural mineral source, it turns into a DBP. Okay, so chlorine, you've heard it. It's like in the pools, in the water we drink. It's pretty much everywhere, like any water source. And a negative side effect that it has is impacts your respiratory system. And one of the examples that I put is asthma. So it can potentially cause asthma. And if you're not aware, listen, we already talked about a lot of negative effects, and the fact that DBPs are like one of the most present, like in the water, tap water specifically, and all there, like, you see like a common pattern, right? Like respiratory diseases or like potential carcinogens. Like the next one I'm saying, like, it's an increased risk of cancer, bladder, and also some increased risk for like kidney. So like, I see all these things, I'm like, they're carcinogen. They mess with your hormones, they lower your T levels, and they're pretty much ruin our fertility rates. Like, it's serious. You have to be taking action, So the last one, again, reproductive, and also it has negative cognitive and developmental effects, especially for your brain. So at this point, it's like if you don't take action, you're kind of just saying, you know what, I'm gonna let my body slowly die, and I'm gonna ruin my body by myself. So I would 100% urge you to take action and fix and rectify this issue. Okay, so you have to be taking action. You may be the only one in your family, in your relatives, who is aware of this type of thing. So It's your job to take the initiative and start fixing this and taking action in order to find a solution. Okay, so if you see like it constantly has negative impacts on your hormones, fertility rates, and potential carcinogens in our water, it's time to take action. Okay, so you're like, what can I do right now? Okay, I'm gonna give you some solutions. Number one, water filters. Okay, so they're used for filtration, and this is more affordable. And if you're struggling with budget, it's a great place to start. And water filters, they filterize the water. It's decent, but it's not perfect. But if you're lacking your budget isn't the best, I would say start with water filters. It's something to start. It's better than drinking the tap water right now. So if you want to avoid that, start with that. But if you have a little bit more money to spend, a little bit more bigger budget, I would highly suggest to do reverse osmosis. That's what we have. And purification. So it's pretty much purifies your water. And the only issue with reverse osmosis is that it pretty much strips your water of like pretty much a lot of the minerals that you actually need. So what you have to do to compensate for that is to remineralize your water. What do I mean by that? So you have to add like magnesium and calcium by yourself. So when your water is kind of like stripped of that, you have to add it by yourself manually. So you can add it to the system. So maybe after the reverse osmosis is complete, at the end it goes through like a little remineralization period. So it gets like, your water is actually properly, mineralized in order for you to drink. Okay, so I would say, again, if you don't have the biggest budget, go with filtration. If not, you have a little bit bigger budget, purification, reverse osmosis, that's the best way. And again, there are different reverse osmosis systems. Some of them are only used for your kitchen sinks. Some of them are used for your whole, like the water system for your like apartment or house. So I would say, again, all depends on your budget. And remember to remineralize your water, okay? So minerals are extremely important for our water and our health. So if you want to have the ideal water, remineralize your water, okay? So, and the last one, this is a bonus tip, and it's not necessarily a solution, but it's something that you're going to be able to learn much more about the water in your area, and how are you going to be able to plan and strategize how you're going to like tackle the issues of your tap water or the drinking water that you have like in your area. So research the water in your area. I'm going to put some links. There are plenty of websites that if you put the city and the state and the zip code for like your area, you're going to be able to get a lot of information about the tap water, and you're going to be able to see what kind of things are in your water. And that's what I did. I'm going to provide a link, and matter of fact, I'm going to provide all the links that I've used regarding this video, so you can just go do your own research and find out for yourself. But I pretty much summarized it for you. And a video that I'm going to highly recommend for you to watch is a video by Andrew Huberman. He talked about the water, how to filterize it, why it's important for your body. I'm gonna put the link down below so you can go watch it. It's like a 2-hour video, like it's a really long video. So I would highly suggest for you to watch the video because it's super important. And I'm gonna put everything you need down there, like in the links in the description. So listen, make sure to take action, because at the end of the day, a lot of people are not aware of this, and even if they're aware, they're not really taking action. Okay, so it's up to you, and you gotta start the process. Okay, so start taking the initiative and start rectifying the issue. Thank you for watching, and listen, if you're in Europe, you probably don't have to worry about this kind of videos because the quality of water in Europe is really good. But I was born in Iran. The water is yellow there. Come on, the water is yellow there. It's so bad. The water quality in Iran is so bad. And now that I'm in America, the water quality is not as bad as in Iran, but again, it has a bunch of issues that I already listed like previously in the earlier parts of the video, and you have to take action. At this point, it's getting to like really serious issues, like, and it's going to cause a huge long-term side effects for you and like your kids maybe in the future. So you have to take the initiative and start fixing this issue. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a like and subscribe, and I catch you later in the next video. Bye bye.